Why salt is a problem. Do you believe that salt is a problem in your journey towards a healthier lifestyle? Then stick with us today as we plan to discuss why salt is a problem in our ever-changing world. Did you know that you should only take a teaspoonful of salt in a day? And when I say just a teaspoonful of salt in a day, I mean in all your meal combined. The amount of salt in all those 3 meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and not even just the 3 meals really, including the snacks or other foods that you eat in between those meals, should only contain about a teaspoonful of salt. Are you surprised? So what do we define as excess salt? When we say there's too much salt in that meal, does it really mean that? Well, no. The Health Organization, WHO, defines a high sodium consumption, that is a high salt consumption of more than 2 grams per day. Now, this is equivalent to 5 grams of salt per day. And so, for adults, they recommend that adults should take just under that 5 grams. And that is just under that teaspoon of salt in all our meals combined. You may ask, why are we discussing this topic? And why is eating excess salt a problem? Because we are producing more and more affordable and available processed foods in our world today. Things like canned beans, canned sausages, breads, processed meats, cheese, salty snack foods, and instant noodles. Cereal products are also containing a lot of salt these days. In addition, we're eating too much salt in our meals. We're adding too much salt to our foods while we're cooking them. This is very, very unlike our forefathers whose diets didn't contain as much salt. We're also adding stock cubes. Stock cubes also contain a high amount of sodium in them. In our meals, we're adding soy sauces, fish sauces, and of course, that great danger, salt. Because of this rapid urbanization and changing lifestyles, we are eating more junk food. Our dietary patterns are changing every day, and all around the world, we're consuming more energy-dense foods. These foods are high in saturated fats, trans fats, sugars, and salt, unfortunately, for all of us. And so salt is the primary source of sodium, and the increased consumption of sodium can lead to various health abnormalities like hypertension and also an increased risk of heart disease and stroke. Sodium is also contained in sodium glutamate used as an additive in food in many parts of the world. You or your relation must have been told at some point in your life, or your friend must have been told that, well, sea salt is more natural, and so it is better than normal manufactured salt. It's better than table salt. Well, please don't believe this, because sea salt is not better than manufactured salt simply because it is termed as being natural. Regardless of the source of salt, it is the sodium in the salt that causes the bad health outcomes. And so, you may find it really interesting to know that most people consume too much salt on an average. We take about 9 to 12 grams of salt in a day. And yes, this is around twice the recommended maximum level of intake. Remember, I mentioned that 5 grams. So we're taking much more than that every day in our common meals. So in summary, why should I only take just a teaspoonful of salt in a day? Salt intake of less than 5 grams per day for adults, or just under a teaspoonful of salt, helps to reduce blood pressure, and also it helps to reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease, stroke, and coronary heart attacks. I do hope you enjoyed this. Leave your comments in the comment section and subscribe if you found this information